Hey guys, Will and Josh coming to you. Back from the shop, we're going to go over this door slammer kit. Had a lot of questions about what's in it, so we're going to give you guys the meat and potatoes of what makes the door slammer kit a great deal. Keep in mind, we build quite a few engines here, not only for personal use, but for shop use. The McBee gaskets, which are part of what comes in this door slammer kit, we actually prefer them. I just built that new engine of my truck, and I had pretty much everything was McBee gaskets except for the head gasket. They hold up really well. I mean, one of the biggest things that we like about the McBee gasket, you have the Mahle oil cooler gasket.
Mahle,
sorry. Mahle. Or is it Mahle? Yeah, I don't know. People always call in and ask. And then you have the McBee one. What we like about this one is it has like a rubber impregnation on here. And so far, I've never had an oil cooler leak since I switched to these. But these guys here, I'm 0 for 2 on
because
leaks.
they're not impregnated with rubber. They're
They just have an O-ring that looks like it's like printed on the sheet metal or steel here.
Steel there.
So what do they get as far as piston choices go?
Okay, so in pistons, there's two. There's Mahle and Interstate McBee in these kits. Right here, I have an Interstate McBee dual steel ringland, and I have the same part number from Mahle in a dual steel ringland. And the coating looks similar. The piston fit, the pin fits the same, the ring groove. For all intents and purposes, they're identical from what we can see. We've ran both of these very hard, and we haven't had one melt earlier than the other. So I would say that they're fairly equivalent. If you talk to some of the Cummins purists, they'll say that Mahle is one of the OEM suppliers of Cummins, so they think a Mahle piston could be higher quality. We just really haven't seen that. But if you feel that way, order the Mahle pistons. They are a little more money, but that's that. The junker is getting new engine in it. We're going with the door slammer kit, and we're putting the Mahle pistons in it. Dual steel ringland. What about these? Have you had good luck with these? Common rail? Actually, that's a 12-valve one.
12-valve. So this would be your regular replacement, OEM replacement. This just has the one steel ringland. This one appears to have, a 215 bowl in there? So 215 horsepower piston, so it's got a little bit wider bowl. If you have like a stock 160 truck and you're looking for a little upgrade that doesn't break the bank, a 215 bolt is actually much larger, so it can help you pick up a little power there. Haven't had any issues with these either. Wouldn't recommend these for like a 1200 horsepower build, but 750 below, no issues.
And like I said, we've had guys go to the non-intercooled international bowl, which is like an industrial application. It's a 17.5 to 1 compression ratio, which is really close to your stock level, but it has a big bowl. It's shallow. That's how they keep the compression up. But technically, that bowl's designed for a 155 spray pattern. So if you were following a factory manual, you'd be running a 155, like a Marine 370 injector or something. We've had a lot of good luck on a high horsepower 12-valve running a 145 spray pattern in that wide bowl if you're going to run advanced timing, because then you have a big bowl to work with for that big timing. But if you're doing just a stock replacement, you're hot shot towing, you want it to start and idle and not smoke at all and have zero fuss, then stay with the stock size bowl, because that's how it was designed to do, or a 215 piston bowl. What about head gaskets? We've noticed some differences there.
So you can get it with the Interstate McBee head gasket on the 03 and up trucks that have the MLS head gasket like this here. We haven't had too many issues with the McBee ones, but on the 02 to 1989 trucks, we do offer that upgrade to the Mahle head gasket. We've had a couple of issues with them on the higher horsepower builds. Will was saying the O-rings don't always land in the right spot too. So if
it's like the metal fire ring built in them is a little narrower, and so sometimes it's hard to get that lined up. I can't really say that one seals the oil and coolant any better. We haven't really seen a difference there, but it does seem like the fire ring's a little better. I do know some of our affiliate shops, they will only use a Interstate McBee gasket on a stock 12-valve or 24-valve rebuild. They will not use it for high performance. We tried one on about a 500 horse truck, and it leaked in the first, I think before we got the first retorque done. It was didn't hold up that well. When they're cut out and they're firing, we haven't had any issues with them. So kind of I really blame just their firing just isn't quite as good. But
if you're trying to save money and it's a stock truck, or you're just trying to maybe put together like a generator engine or something like that, it's a good option for you. One of the reasons why we like the the Interstate McBee gasket kits is one of the biggest gaskets that it comes with is the steel. They all come with the common rail steel plenum gasket. That's where it bolts to your cylinder head shelf. Some of them come with like that cork, like graphite, and then some are just pure cork. These ones hold up a lot better, especially if you're running like nice compounds or upgraded turbo. These hold the power better.
Anything with more boost, we always do that. 12 valve, doesn't matter. For years, we've been stealing those common rail intake gaskets and putting them on old 12 valves, and they're good.
Again, like all the front crank seal, rear crank seal. If you have a lot of miles on it, you can option to do the wear sleeve. That's where you press on a sleeve over the snout or the rear end of the crankshaft, and it comes with an oversized seal. If you can grab it with your fingernail when you're trying to spec out what rebuild kit to get, just put the wear sleeve on there. It'll be much better off. Don't try to set the depth differently. It never works out well for most people that try that.
You get creative. We've seen guys push it on with the dampener using the bolts. I've seen guys with the 2x4 beat them on. They're not like, you don't have to have a machine shop install the wear sleeve. It's a home gamer thing.
Yeah.
But I'm trying to think what else we talked about. The valve stem seals, they're pretty equivalent on both. I can't say one's better. We do sell more Mahle valve stem seals for the common rails. They have a nice kit put together, is probably why, so it's more affordable when you're just buying the seals generally.
Yeah, and like one thing, like if you're trying to price this out compared to like maybe like a Felpro gasket set, you'll notice the Felpro stuff comes with a yellow and a green valve stem. McBee just gives you all yellows, which are the exhaust ones, so they're actually rated for the higher temperature. Mahle kits, it seems like hit or miss. Sometimes you get 12 green, 12 yellow, sometimes you get 24 yellow. So that's something that doesn't really change with the McBee kits. That's nice. I've personally used this Tappet cover seal. It works just as good as any other one I've ever had.
The rings I've noticed on the, let's see in the power packs. What about the regular Mahle? Do the rings feel just the same hardness?
Yeah, I mean, literally they grind the same.
They grind the same. When you get in the power pack pistons on the 12 valves, which aren't in this kit, those rings seem a little harder. They're harder to grind. If that's better or not, we haven't really proven one way or the other from our testing and what we've noticed. But as far as the rings that come in these kits, they seem very comparable. You haven't had any break on install or anything. I haven't seen either.
And like all the paper gaskets for your front timing case to the block, your front cover to the front timing case, like all of those, like if you put it next to a Mahle gasket, you'd never know. And ultimately, the whole portion of this kit, the reason why we even put it together, is it's $1,000 for a Mahle rebuild kit. This one we're able to offer substantially lower cost to you guys, and this is literally some of the stuff that we use every day here, not only on our own stuff, but we feel confident in it to put it in customers' trucks that spend a lot of money. And
it holds up great. Like I said, and you can go clear up to the Cummins too. They're even more money, but we haven't really seen a lot of difference in. It's like a genuine Cummins head gasket and a Mahle. They seem the
almost
same,
identical,
like as if they are identical, made in the same factory in China. But
yeah, but
almost as if the Cummins part number is covered up with red silicone at the factory. It's amazing what you've learned when you start tearing these engines apart commonly. But any closing thoughts on this? It's a good kit. It's affordable. It's complete.
I mean, I've literally used this style of kit on a P-pump 12 valve, a VP44 24 valve, an 0659, and then a 2009 67. And I gotta say, other than throwing out the head gasket, I've used every gasket here, and I've never had any issues with it. Honestly, just for a closing statement, if you're gonna buy a Mahle kit, at least buy the Interstate McBee oil cooler gasket, because if not, you're gonna put it together and get a nice chocolate milkshake, strawberry milkshake, what, vanilla?
Yeah, chocolate. Yeah. It mixes fluids.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe you have a 50% success rate on that, but you so far
I'm over
zero.
2.
You're 0 for 2.
0 for 2.
0 for 2. So get the Interstate McBee. We forgot to talk about bearings.
Done. So the last part of the door slammer kit is you can opt for, they come standard, with the Interstate McBee main bearings and connecting rod bearings. Up to 750 horsepower, still a great option. So if you're building a tow truck, or if you're building just a daily driver or something like that that's below 750, I mean, these are a great option. They save you quite a bit of money. If you want to upgrade to the Mahle P bearings, which is Mahle's OEM replacement, so I would say a competition of these, those are also available. A little bit more money. Again, we only, 750, maybe 850. And then after that, we offer you guys the H bearings, which you can get HX. You can also get them coated as well.
So the HK for the coating. But what we've seen really, the problem with these ones, you get around 1,000 horsepower, they do seem to flake a little bit. When they get ran hard, it's like they get hot spots that like spall off the surface. So I would say don't go to 1,000. I mean, you can go to 1,000. Todd's gone to 1,200 horse in these bearings, but when we pulled it out, the bearings were all spalled and flaking. They weren't, where I've never seen a P bearing, well, actually we never ran a P bearing that high, but I've never seen an H bearing do that. So if you're going high power, definitely get in the H. If you do lots of dry starts, short trips, the coated bearings seem to help with that.
Basically, there's an option for every single one of you guys out there, whether you're just building a stock replacement or trying to build that 1,000 horsepower daily driver or that competition level truck. We just try to recommend you guys into the right bearing. I feel like a lot of people just overbuy sometimes.
Yeah, you don't really need H bearing. I mean, it's just bearings are cheap enough that a lot of guys opt because like, oh, it's better and it's not much more. So a lot of guys fall into that trap, which is fine. You can spend money where you want, but I mean, they're not going to blow up on a 1,000 horsepower truck immediately, but long term, they will start to cause an issue. I don't know if that's at 25,000 miles or 50,000. H bearings like competition trucks. I mean, we don't normally.
I reuse mine. I don't know about you. Yeah, I reuse mine.
So I mean, it just kind of goes. But anyways, there's lots there. But if you have any hard questions or anything, feel free to call Josh, Griff, and the other salesman on the phone. We're always here, happy to answer the phone. And but that should give you a brief little rundown of what's in here, and you have confidence it's going to work. So, thanks.
Thank you, guys.